There's no show better than my family, none. And the greatest character, besides, of course, Eliza Doolittle, is Alfie Doolittle, her father. A man who never worked a day in his life and was very proud of it. Here he is, getting kicked out of a pub with his two friends. Eliza should be about in a few minutes. Sure a good pound crown for a father what loves her.
Love, sir? You never gives her anything.
I'll give her everything. I'll give her the greatest gift any human being can give to another. Life! I introduced her to this here planet I did. With all its wonders, all its marvels. I parked to walk on a fine spring night. The whole ruddy city of London to stroll about selling her blooming flowers. I give her all this. And then I disappear and leaves her on her own to enjoy it. Now if that ain't worth off a crown on it again, I'll take her on the belt and give her what for. The Lord above. Amen and on the Bible. So we can do things done and never straight. The Lord above, guide man and on the Bible. With a little bit of love, with a little bit of love, someone else will do it. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, a lot will never work. The Lord above my liquor for temptation, to see if man can turn right from sin. The Lord above my liquor for temptation, but with a little bit, with a little bit, when temptation comes, you'll be right in. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, I'm not going to be right. Oh, you can walk the straight and narrow. But with a little you'll run a mile. The gentle sex was made for man to man, to share his nest, to see his focus grow. The gentle sex was made for man to man, with a little bit, with a little bit, you can have it all and not get wrong. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, I'm not going to be wrong. Bamboozled to get married. Here he is the night before the nuptials. There are drinks and girls all over London, and I gotta track them down in just a few more hours. Oh, get married in the moon. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Pull out the stopper, let's have a roll, but get me to the church. In the morning, spruce up and look at me cry. Girls come and kiss me, sure I will miss you, but get me to the church. If I am dancing, roll up the floor. If I am whistling, whip me out the door. Oh, God, get married in the morning. Ding dong, those buds are gonna chop. Feather and Tommy. Call out the army, but get me to the church. Get me to the church. For God's sake, get me to the church on time. Dear lady, and Alfie Doolittle, to Richard Burton and Camelot, from the ridiculous to the sublime, you might say. Richard Burton, I was very fortunate. I saw him in an actors fund production of Camelot. And I was so overwhelmed, I wrote him a letter. First I sent him flowers. Then I wrote a letter about Olivier was a wonderful Richard III, he was a wonderful Henry V. But his Hamlet lacked passion. And I went on with what scenes were right, what scenes were not right. I got a letter back saying, "Dear Mr. Sirola, thank you for the lovely flowers. They've been much commented upon, and my status has improved visibly." And then he went on to say about Larry and his infinite complexity of his art. Let's have lunch at Sardi's on Wednesday, and we'll discuss it. That was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. For a year, every night I come from the St. James, the Winter Garden, where I was doing Molly Brown, to St. James, and then to Camelot. And after he was through, we'd go to Burton's barn, which was his dressing room, and drink for a year. And then he said, I'm doing a thing called Cleopatra in Rome. You must come and keep me company. I'm going with Elizabeth Taylor. So I quit the soap opera, which was $200 a day, 4 to 5 days a week. The Unsinkable Molly Brown was another $250 a week, and went to Rome with Richard. Never regretted it for a minute, as you can imagine. Here is King Arthur introducing Julie Andrews, or Guinevere, to Camelot. It's true. It's true. The crown has made it clear. The climate must be perfect all the year. A law was made, a distant moon a golden. July and August cannot be too hot. And there's a legal limit to the snow here in Camelot. The winter is forbidden till December, and exits March the 2nd on the dot. By law, the summer lingers through September in Camelot. I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but in Camelot, that's how conditions are. The snow must never slush upon the hillside. By 9 p.m. the moonlight must appear. In short, there's simply not a more congenial spot for happily ever after than here. Dressing room, and any given night would have John Gielgud, Lawrence Olivier, who many of you called him Larry. Then there was Noel Coward, of course. And incidentally, years later, Noel Coward was walking toward me in the street, and I see he recognized me, and I think maybe he forgot who I was. And as he approached, he said, Noel, it's so good to see you. I'm Joe Sirola. He said, of course you are. That was typical of Noel. And then we had Larry, who I had to call Larry, Olivier, and Bobby Preston was one of the guys we come occasionally to have a few. He said, you know, you should do the music, you should do Harold Hill. You know, Trouble, you know, the Trouble. Well, right about that time, Meredith Willson wrote Music Man. And now he wrote a new one called The Unsinkable Molly Brown. And I went to my agent, this is my first year in the theater, Fifi Oscar. And I said, Fifi, I'm under an audition for Meredith Willson. She said, what are you, crazy? Christmas Morgan, a bear of a man, 6'5", 250 pounds. How tall are you? I said, 5'9". And I want an audition. She got it. I'm on the stage and waiting on the theater. There's my accompanist having trouble with it. Folks, you're closing your eyes to a scene. And as I'm doing it, the guy runs up the center aisle, jumps up on the stage, pushes my accompanist over and says, Joe, let's take it from the top. It was Meredith Willson, the author. So we did it in harmony. Needless to say, I got the job. Folks, either you are closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by that pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I see trouble right here in River City. Well, sure, I'm a billiard player, so you might be proud to say I'm mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand of gold help you cultivate horsing and a keen eye and a cool head. Do you ever try to find an ironclad lead for yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-like game, I say that any boo can take himself a ball in a pocket. I call that slow, the first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. First of a distant blue wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit and listening to some big out of touch ass McGinn tell about horse race gambling. Not a horse travelers, no. A race where they sit down right on the horse. Like to see some jockey boy sitting on a Dan patch, make your blood boil with oceans. You know, friends, let me tell you what. You got 1, 2, 3, pockets in the tail. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. Capital B, that rising P, stands for P. And all week long, your River City used to be frittering away. I said, you're going to be frittering. Frittering away their noontime, summertime, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind the dandelion pin or the screen door peg fish or the beefsteak pounder. Never mind pumping any water to your parents with a sister and everything. Saturday night gets trouble. You got lots of lots. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbockers, shirt-tail young ones, peeking in that pool hole window at the school. You got trouble. Folks right here. Trouble ain't there. I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're looking around that wall? They're trying to Beagle, Cuban, tail of eggs like cigarette trees, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sunset. One fine night, they leave, heading for the dance at the honor rings. Limousine men in scarlet, women in ragtime, shameless reason. Grab your son, your daughter with the arms of an animalistic hysteria. Friends, the idle grave is the devil's playground. Mothers in the city heed that warning before it's too late. But for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knees? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in a corner? Does he start to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's Whiz Band? A certain words keeping in his conversation, words like swell and social old man. Well, so my friends, I can deal with the trouble with a wave of this hand, this very hand. Please observe me. I'm Professor Harold, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Rat-tat-tat-rat-tat-tat, rat-tat. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous Fable Waltz of Jellicoe? Oh, $1,000,000 balls come tumbling down. Now, band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, it's a boy to be here. I see River City's got to have a boys band. I mean, she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill is on it. River City's going to have that boys band, and as sure as the Lord made little gray apples, that band's going to be in uniform. John, William, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of flashing cymbals. Hear the thunder of rolling drum, and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed with Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Fountain, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa. All came to town on the very same historic day. 76 from